The Podbreed Network is strictly for the small podcasts that are up and coming in the vast world of podcasting. Podbreed is made up of many diverse podcasts coming together to achieve the same goal of being the best damn podcast network on the planet. Find out more at podbreed.com.
There are over 2 million podcasts, but how many of those can massage the mind, elevate the senses, take you to another plateau? Allow me to introduce you to Drea's Point of View, the 10-minute or less podcast that brings you observations and experiences from her perspective.
The infamous silent treatment. To be honest, I used to hate it because I hate to be ignored. Now, I have no problem giving someone else my silence. I read an article on Healthline.com called How to Respond When Someone Gives You the Silent Treatment by Anne Pietrangelo. And I thought I would share with you some of the ways to handle it. I'm Drea, the hostess of Drea's Point of View, and I would love if you would follow me on Twitter at Drea Point. You can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, Clubhouse, and Pinterest at Drea's Point of View. What is a silent treatment? It's a refusal to verbally communicate with someone. Research shows that those who have gotten it have had their self-esteem affected, as well as a meaningful existence. The silent treatment can happen in any situation when a person feels too overwhelmed to deal with a situation. It can also be used as a form of emotional abuse. I remember I had a roommate in college who would give the silent treatment on occasion, but she would also slam stuff around like she was waiting for me to say something to her. She craved attention. Crazy, right? I think so, especially considering that she was a psych major. I didn't feel like it was emotional abuse, though. A form of abuse, maybe in her eyes, she thought that that's what it was. I don't remember it lasting very long. And we came around to talking. I don't remember how, but here are some signs that it can be emotional abuse. When it comes from a place of punishment. You've changed your behavior to avoid the silent treatment. It happens often and lasts long. It ends when you apologize or give in. According to the article, some things that can be done are telling the other person how it makes you feel. Explain that you can't handle things that way and say that it is a deal breaker for you. You can ignore it until it blows over. It can be a passive-aggressive way of keeping you under control. You can ignore it until it ends. I think that's how I handled it with her. You can make it about them and tell them you're noticing that they're not responding to you. Tell them that you want to resolve things and set up stimulus to do so in a non-confrontational way. If you're in a relationship, suggest counseling to work on communicating and set firm boundaries. If your boundaries aren't respected, you may want to leave the relationship. Some things not to do are apologizing when you're not wrong, taking it personally, begging, or responding in anger. The Workplace Bullying Institute suggests that using the silent treatment is a fourth common bullying tactic. It's recognized as a form of abusive supervision. I actually use it most often at work because some people you just can't talk to. They're either argumentative or they like to project. Not saying it's the best tactic, but I'd rather say less than something that I'll regret. Hopefully this episode will make you more aware of the silent treatment and give you tips on how to handle it. My quote of the day comes from Dane Patrick. Silent treatment is the worst and most painful way to ignore someone. Please don't forget to subscribe to my show and YouTube channel. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you for listening to Drea's Point of View. Remember to subscribe to this female-hosted podcast. Drea's Point of View is now available on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.